How fast can you go from an idea to a fully generated cinematic action scene using AI? That's what we're testing today using Kling 3.0 and the multi-shot feature. If you've worked with AI filmmaking tools before, you know the process can be slow. Generating images, trying to keep characters consistent, creating clips, and then stitching everything together in an editor. Kling's multi-shot feature promises something different. It can generate an entire edited sequence up to 15 seconds from a single starting image and your prompts. So I wanted to find out two things. First, how good is Kling's multi-shot really? And second, how quickly can you go from an idea to a finished scene by stacking these 15-second clips into something longer, 30, 45, even 60 seconds? Because if that works, it can change the workflow completely. So how good is it? Let's find out. To generate the starting image for my video, I'm going to be using Nano Banana. Now there's different ways to get access to Nano Banana. I'm going to be using my Minimax subscription. And I'm going to use a starting image of an octopus on a skateboard on a freeway. And what I want to do is generate a fun action scene. I want to have a motorcycle cop start to pursue this octopus and see where it goes. So I'll download this image to take over to Kling. Over in Kling, I want to make sure that I have Video 3.0 selected. Now I'll click on the multi-shot toggle here to turn on the multi-shot feature. And for this scene that I have in mind, I'm going to select Custom Multi-Shot to give myself the maximum amount of control over my shot. And then I'll drop in my starting image. For my prompts, I'm just using ChatGPT, and I'm going to describe the octopus chase scene exactly as I envision it. And then ChatGPT is going to write the shot-by-shot prompts for me. And then all I have to do is copy and paste my prompts. So I can click on the plus shot button here at the bottom to add my next shot. Notice I have the 15-second total shot length selected. So every time I add a shot, Kling is automatically redistributing that time among the shots. Once I've pasted in all my shots, I need to look at these shot lengths to see if they make sense for the scene I'm trying to create. Now I've got 6 shots in here already for a 15-second scene, and I think that's going to be a little too many. So what I can do is remove this last shot by clicking here on this trash can. Now I can cut time from some shots and add them to others until I have every shot be the length that I want. Once I'm happy with all my prompts and the shot lengths, I just click on Generate. Okay, now let's check out the finished scene. Okay, that was actually surprisingly good. That was my first and only generation for this scene, and Kling got almost everything right. Let's start with the fact that I asked it for something ridiculous. An octopus riding a skateboard down the freeway really fast, and Kling made it look pretty realistic. Kling created the motorcycle cop character I asked for, and overall, each of these shots were almost exactly what I described in my prompts. Even this rear view mirror shot. I love how everything stays consistent through the video. The characters, the style, the lighting, and the highway setting around them. The sound design was also better than I expected. It matched the visuals well and flowed well from shot to shot. It almost sounded like a fully edited scene. Now we do have some AI weirdness going on in the scene, and I do want to address that later. Right now though, I'm happy enough with this first video that I can start thinking about how I'm going to extend it. So now what I want to do is extend this scene by creating another 15-second multi-shot video. And to do this, we have a couple of options. One is I can click on Extract Frame right here and then find a frame in my existing video that I can use to extend the scene. And now that frame is the start frame for my new video. So that's one option. Another option, which I actually like better, is to generate a brand new start frame using Nano Banana. To do this, first I'll grab some screenshots of the octopus and officer that I can provide Nano Banana as reference images. Now that I have those saved, I'll ask ChatGPT to write a Nano Banana prompt that will generate an image of a wide shot of the octopus and officer racing down the highway. If you're writing a lot of prompts, and in AI filmmaking you do have to write a lot of prompts, this saves a ton of time. you'll want to review the prompts to see if you need to make edits. Already, I can see that this prompt is placing the camera behind my characters when I want it to be in front of them. But that's a simple edit for me to make. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the prompt as is and take it over to Nano Banana and paste it in. Now I'll drag in the reference images of the octopus and the officer. I've selected a quantity of 2 images and I'll click on Generate. And both images look pretty good. I'll pick my favorite and download it. Heading back over to Kling, I'll drag in that new starting image, and now I'm going to take an additional step, which is to click on Bind Elements to enhance consistency. This is where I'm going to create character elements for the octopus and the officer that Kling will use to keep these characters consistent throughout the video. I'll click Create Element, and then I can either drag and drop images of the character or select images from my Kling upload history. Now, I'd really like to include an angle of the other side of the officer's face. I don't currently have that. So what I can do is take the image of the officer from the first video and use it to generate the new angle in Nano Banana. And now I'll download that and add this new angle to the character element as well. Then I'll click Generate to generate this reusable element in Kling. I'll follow this same process to create a consistent element for the octopus. And in the Select Tag dropdown, I'm going to indicate that this one is an animal. Now that my 2 elements are created, I can select them for the new video. And now I'll describe the continuation of my scene to ChatGPT. Then I'll submit that and let ChatGPT write the shot-by-shot prompts. Now I'll start copying and pasting these prompts into my shot list. I can edit these as I go. For example, here I'm adding that I want the officer to turn on his siren when he starts to pursue the octopus. And then, just like last time, I'll adjust the timing on the shots by removing time from some and adding it to others. Okay, this sequence has 5 shots and adds up to 15 seconds exactly. So I'll double check all my settings down here and then click on Generate. All right, the second video results were interesting. It loosely followed the prompts, starting with the wide shot, just like I wanted, and then cutting to the motorcycle cop about to give pursuit. These were pretty close to what I asked for. Shots 3, 4, and 5 were low-angle shots like I asked for, but apart from that, they didn't really adhere to the prompts very well. We're supposed to see the motorcycle pursuing him in at least 2 of these shots. We also have some strange, random audio hallucinations.
Barely got same fight with a chainsaw. Where you saw the best at?
These are very cool shots. They're just not what I asked for, and you can burn through a lot of credits when the AI basically just takes your idea and then goes off with a mind of its own. This is one of the risks of using the multi-shot feature, and it's one of the trade-offs when you're going for speed in creating your video. I'm going to go ahead and generate this one again to see if I can get better results. Okay, this time Kling basically ignored all my prompts and just gave me a 15-second continuous action shot using the starting image. So it gave me nothing that I asked for. On the plus side, I've got a 15-second continuous action shot now, which is kind of cool. So where do we go from here? I'm going to do at least a couple more multi-shot generations to extend my scene. And as for the individual shots that didn't come out exactly how I wanted, like that rear view mirror shot, I can either use extract frame to rerun these with a new prompt, or if I want to change something about this frame first, like make the octopus smaller, I can export the frame from my editing software and then edit it in Nano Banana. And then I can use the new image to generate a new video. And for these little fixes, I'll want to be sure to turn off multi-shot and reduce the video length down to, say, 5 seconds or however long I want it to be, so I don't accidentally spend more credits than I intend to. Then I'm going to edit all the best takes in DaVinci Resolve and add some exciting background music from Epidemic Sound. And here's the final edited scene. Overall, the scene was a lot of fun to put together, and for a demonstration video, I'm happy with how it came out. I thought it was interesting how it generated motor sound effects for the octopus and gave him some kind of built-in self-propulsion power that's never really fully explained. I really love these shots here at the end and this POV shot. All that being said, there was a lot of AI weirdness in this scene that I left in, and I'm curious how much of it you caught in this edited version. This is supposed to be a high-speed chase, but this guy here on the right just flies past everybody. There are multiple cases where cars are sharing lanes, often going opposite directions. This highway sign is facing the completely wrong direction. So I'm really curious. Let me know in the comments. Did these things jump out at you, or was I able to sneak some of them past you in the edit? All right, my final verdict on Kling 3.0 multi-shot. It does a lot of things very well. It generates multiple camera angles and movements based on your prompts, keeps characters and settings consistent, and it edits a short scene for you, including sound design. When you get a good generation, it can be a very good generation. This can save you a ton of time, allowing you to create videos much faster than the traditional method of generating one shot at a time. Each multi-shot video clip I created took maybe 5 to 10 minutes to set up, and then another 10 to 15 minutes for Kling to generate it, and that's using a paid Kling account. While all of this is great, you will still get AI weirdness and hallucinations, and you should plan on spending additional time and credits fixing those. I wound up generating 14 total multi-shot clips and 10 more individual clips to get the final scene, and probably spent around $40. The hardest thing to get right, surprisingly, was the sound of the octopus hitting the traffic cones. This is the original sound Kling came up with. I tried generating a better sound with Kling, and I also tried searching some sound effects libraries, but I didn't really find a good match until I ran the same shot in VO 3.1. So, if this octopus video were a professional project, or a film that I wanted to submit for an AI film competition, I would definitely want to run through some more iterations and get some more of those glitches out and finish the story, honestly. But overall, multi-shot is very good. It's fun to use, and I expect it to get even better in future versions. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you'd like more tutorials and practical tips on AI filmmaking, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.